Hopefully it will cooperate. There we go. All right. Well, you guys, again, thank you for hopping on. If you have not had a chance, please go ahead and mute out your phone line. And you can actually see that at the bottom of your screen. There's usually a mute option. You can do that there. You can keep your videos up and running, or you can mute out your video as well. But that way everybody's able to hear real clearly without any distraction. Now, at the very end of our call, we're going to open it up because this is the conclusion to our book club. Actually, not that one. Our book club, Go Pro, with Eric War. And we've been studying this book since January, and it has just truly been an incredible book about network marketing and how to become a professional in this business. And I've absolutely loved it and devoured it, and I know many of you have too. If you are brand new and you're looking for a resource to get your hands on, this is definitely one I would highly recommend. It's a great book. It gives some practical ideas, verbiage, tips on how to go out and get successful in a business such as Arbonne. So definitely been a great read. But tonight we're actually going to finish with our last chapter and as our conclusion to this book study. And then next week, we will resume with just basic consultant training. So definitely keep these times saved for you. Remind your new team members, invite your new team members to be a part of these calls so that they can get plugged in right away and not miss out on the free training that's available to all of them as well. But we'll continue through next week, picking up with just some basic consultant training just to help all of us as we continue to press forward in our business. But tonight, I'm going to go ahead and share our screen. Let me get out of here. I'm going to share our screen, and we're just going to kind of have a short training as far as this particular chapter goes. But then, like I said, we're going to open it up at the very end, and would love to hear from those of you that have been reading this book alongside us. And I would love for you to share the highlights. What spoke to you the most? Because even if you're on the call and you did not get to read the book, or you have not had a chance to even purchase the book, you're going to gain some great insight from just this share time that we're going to have together tonight. So definitely hold tight and be ready to learn from those of us that have been walking through this book. This particular book focused on the 7 steps to becoming a network marketing professional. And in the very last chapter, it was titled, It's All Worth It. And basically through the entire book, it's basically given us stepping stones to some practical tips and purposes that we have to embrace as entrepreneurs in this business if we want to be successful. And on the very front end of this book, he talks about how the only way to become great at anything in life is to go out and be an expert in that area. You know, that's what we all do when we go and we decide we want to get a degree in teaching, or we want to get a degree in nursing or accounting. We go and take classes that help to build those skills, that help us to become an expert in that particular field, right? Well, this book basically helped us do that. It helped us to sharpen our skills and to focus on the things that are the most important, that are going to help drive your business forward. Now, in this particular chapter, he actually started off by saying, you know, in this business, it's not just an income, it's a career. You will build an income right alongside building your life. And it becomes a career for a lot of people because people start to understand how incredibly, I don't want to use the word easy, but simple would be a better term. It's simple to get a network marketing degree. Basically, it's all about what you put into it, you will get out of it, right? And it talked about, it actually even gave a little illustration of, you know, if you went to school and to become a doctor, you would invest 12 years of just learning the trait of being a good doctor, a successful doctor. Well, in this business, you actually can earn a paycheck while you're learning this business. But you have to take the steps necessary to go out and invest in yourself, invest with time and resources to becoming the best you in this business, to becoming the best consultant, the best entrepreneur in this business. And you can create a career out of that with a lot less income or money in the bank, with a lot less debt, as it mentioned, and a lot less time. And so a lot of people love the idea of building their own business that can leave a legacy with the short risk, the small risks that are involved in doing so. And then he also talked about the freedom that you're going to enjoy in doing this business. And those are the things that make it all worth it, you guys. It makes it all worth it. People are drawn to this business because of the freedom that it can give you. And you guys, this business will give you freedom like you've never had before. You know, with doctors, they make an incredible living. They absolutely do. But they don't have the freedom of time. And with this business, you had the freedom to work this business around what you're already doing, keeping your priorities, and sacrificing when you choose to, and not sacrificing when you don't want to. And so you have the freedom to live your life with who you want, when you want, how you want. And I love that. Now, he also talked about another point that makes this business worth it, and that is the lives that you will touch. You know, most people do not come into Arbonne because they sign up to make a difference. But here's the bottom line, you guys. They sign up to make a difference in their own family. They don't realize the difference they can make in all of the people that they're going to touch along the way. Because not only can I learn the traits, with a small investment of time and energy and effort in what I build, but I can teach other people how to do the same. And I can have a hand in helping somebody else make a difference for their life, which in turn will help them make a difference in someone else's life. And in this book, he talked about the ripple effect, you know, and when you throw out the rocks in the pond and it begins to take on a ripple, and then the ripple grows and it grows and it grows. And you guys, that is the power that you have in this business. You know, all of us, down deep, you know, we want to make a difference in this world. I mean, that is what our hearts want to do, but only a few will really do that. And with this business, you have such an incredible platform to make a difference in so many lives by just touching the lives and the realm of influence that you've been placed at the center of, and allowing and having a hand in helping those people who turn around and help others, who turn around and help others, and who turn around and help others. And you guys, that in itself will make it worth it. And then, of course, the people that you meet. You know, in this business, you get to do business with who you want to do business with, right? But you're going to meet people that you would have never met had you not decided to be a part of this incredible company. You will meet people from all four corners of the earth, you know, certainly the country and the earth, as your business continues to grow and to expand. And really, there's no limitations on you, because we are not a business that's based on territories. And so, you guys, I hope you get a grasp of that and understand the magnitude of what you have been offered. And I love the fact that you will develop friendships and relationships in this business that will last a lifetime, meaningful relationships. And here's why I think that's so. It's because you've found a different group of people than maybe you've ever been surrounded by before. You know, a lot of people out in the world, they're just living that Monday to Sunday kind of life, only to get up and do it again, and just really settling with where their life is and the life that they've been dealt, instead of going out and really wanting to become that difference maker, really wanting to stretch themselves, challenge themselves to be better, and sharpening other people along the way, and such positive influences that want to build people up. You guys, that's what we get to be a part of, and that's why these relationships that you have within this business, become so concrete in your life because they're relationships you don't want to let go of, and they're relationships that you want your family surrounded by, that you want your children influenced by, and that in itself is another reason to make it all worth it. And then the places that you will see, you will visit places in this business because Arbonne does offer trips that you can earn. So certainly there's places that you can go and visit and get to explore the world. But at the same time, you're going to build your business in other areas of the country, or maybe even the world, where you may be able to go out and train and certainly build teams in those areas. And so definitely expands your levels of vacations, your levels of what the world has to offer out there. And then obviously the causes you can contribute to. And I love Facebook because it allows me to be able to see all the different causes that are out there that national vice presidents are choosing to participate in and are choosing to take a part of. To whom much is given, much is expected. And these people are truly making a difference because of the causes that they contribute to. And I love that. And you don't have to be a national vice president to contribute to causes. You can be at every level and contribute to causes that are important to your heart because of what this business offers you in way of income. And then the person you will become in the process, you guys, we talk a lot about this in Arbonne because of the change that you see in people as they promote through the various levels in Arbonne. I am not the same person, thank goodness, that I was, 11 and a half years ago when I first said yes to Arbonne. And I'm so grateful for that because had you met me, and some of you on this call have, had you met me 11 and a half years ago, I was a very timid, very shy, introverted individual who was scared of everything. I really lived within a box that you would consider my comfort zone, and there was no getting out of it. And this business has challenged me in ways I have never been challenged before because of the people God has placed in my life who have loved me enough not to leave me where I was. And because of that, they have sharpened me. They have challenged me to become better, and to invest in reading on ways that I can become better and stretching myself and growing myself within. And I love that because of the example that it has given my children, the example that it's been to my family, but what it's been able to do within me, and just the confident level that I have now. And I've in no way arrived, and I'm glad to say I haven't, because I know God's not finished with me yet, and I know that there's so much more of me that I can offer other people. And this business, I don't know of any other business that will sharpen you and stretch you in that way, and really truly grow you into the person you were created to be. And so I love that process. And I know many of you on the call feel the same way. This business is worth it because of the person that you're going to become throughout the process of building your own business and taking control of your life, ownership of your life, and learning how to build the life that you maybe once only dreamed of. And it takes time to do that, and it's worth it. So those were a little recap of Chapter 12. We are going to ask you guys to share with all of us as we kind of recap in this last call on our book club. And I'd love to hear from those of you on what was your biggest takeaways. And as you glance at the screen here, you're going to see Chapter 1 through Chapter 12, and you're going to see the number of skill levels that we've been able to learn from and develop. But you guys, these skill sets are only as good is the black and white pages that they're on until you go out and you bring life to them. So I encourage you to go back, dissect, and embrace these skill sets and act on them, because that's when they're going to make a difference in your business. So I encourage you to do that. But as we kind of open up the call line, if you guys will unmute, I would love to hear what some of your biggest takeaways are. And I know others on the call would love to hear that as well.
Hey, Vicki, it's Anna.
Hello.
Hey, my biggest takeaway and the thing that I absolutely love, when we get started, we get excited, and we know how we were brought into the business, but we get kind of really attached to starting a new business builder, and then we turn into, if they fail, then it's a measurement of me and all of this, or if they're not successful, or if they don't stay motivated, then it's all on me. What I absolutely love in this book is how that interview part that he says once he starts a new business builder, of really telling them that the responsibility is to show the duplication process, provide them with all the resources, and be there as a resource, not be the one that's building that person's business. And I think all of us have done that, one step or the other, but that is just my biggest takeaway, is to remember that. And every time now, after reading this book, and I'm doing a coffee chat, or I'm starting somebody new, I think about when Melanie started me, and I didn't wait. I was one of those where she gave me the little packet, and she said, I got my, whatever, the thing from Arbonne, and I opened up my deal, and it said, write your 100 person list. And I didn't have 100 people, but I just started making calls and booked my get-togethers, because she said you need to book 8, and I think about the people that I have started that way, and they're doing phenomenally well. But the ones that I didn't, and I was like, okay, I can help you this, or I can do that for you, or I can, those didn't do as well. And I think it's that whole thing of not making myself be the resource, and enabling that, or empowering them to get the resources, but enabling them. And there's a huge difference between empowering and enabling. And that's my biggest takeaway in this book. And everybody that I've started since we've been reading this book, or the ones that I've started with, that have, I feel, have been very successful and empowered to run their business.
I absolutely agree. That chapter 8 and chapter 9 were my biggest takeaways too, Anna. And so you talked about the interview process and what to do, the steps to take with a new person. Absolutely love that as well. And I do think that we have to make the resources the expert, not us. And like you were saying, just to reiterate, not taking responsibility for anyone's failures, and not taking responsibility for anyone's successes, because everyone is an independent consultant in this business. Now, that doesn't mean that we're not here to support and train, and that's what these calls are all meant to do. But we cannot build someone else's business for them. They have to want it for themselves. We're just going to make sure they have the resources they need to go out and be successful with it. What they choose to do with it is up to them. And just like you said, Anna, the ones that are going to see great paychecks, promotions, growth in their business are going to be the ones who take that initiative and go act on what they've been given. You booked your 8 get-togethers, no question asked. You just went out and did what you knew would get you successful. And that's a leader. I mean, that is an absolute leader at its finest, and you're teaching your teams how to do the same. So awesome, Anna. Thank you so much. Anybody else?
Hey, Vicki, it's Kimberly. One of my biggest takeaways from this book is when he talks about when we are prospecting and we get a no, or we get something that feels like rejection, to remember that it's it's nothing personal. Our prospect has one of 2 issues. Either they don't believe in themselves, or they don't believe in this business. But I've heard you guys say so many times you cannot say the wrong thing to the right person. And so whenever we take that pressure off of ourselves and stop taking rejection so personally and realize that this is our prospect's issue, not ours, it makes it so much easier to continue to just move forward and say next. So I really liked that point in the book.
That's good. Absolutely. And that's kind of where it starts with our time leveraging is we've got to get good and become an expert at sharing with prospects what this business can do for them. And that was our first skill set in this book. So thank you, Kimberly, for sharing that. Anybody else?
Hey, Vicki, it's Melanie. There was so much that I loved from this book, things that I knew that it reiterated, but reiterated in a way that it brought new perspective to me. And then things that I absolutely gained from just hearing each of the different people that led the call week to week share, and just the perspective that they brought in the way that they shared it. So I'm really grateful that we went through the book in this way. I agree that everybody, our previous president, Rita Davenport, used to say, Arbonne is very much a personal development company wrapped up in a beautiful skincare and health and wellness business. And I could not agree more, because we have, any of us that have stuck with the business and given it time to grow, have seen ourselves grow as the greatest benefit, I would venture to say. I look at the beautiful transformation that's taken place in anybody that's been in this business more than 6 months to a year, and it's evident. Otherwise, we wouldn't still be here. But I also love that it, for as long as some of us have been in the business, it's been a great reflection for me to be able to go back and remember some of the strong whys, having more recently going back into corporate America. I remember when I first came into Arbonne, I had to really wrap my head around the fact that people honestly wanted me to be successful. That was so hard for me to understand, because in corporate, it's kind of always a dogfight. You being successful typically means you've put somebody else out, or you've beat somebody else out. And so for me to wrap my mind around the fact that in this opportunity, these cheerleaders truly were genuine, because we're not in competition with one another. We're all in business for ourselves, but not by ourselves. And that was so rewarding. And so now, having re-entered corporate America, I'm back into that place of people not wanting what's best for you, or maybe even what's best for the company, but what's best for them. And it saddens me, because it helps me realize how much I've grown myself, but almost how much other people, how much I desire for them to grow themselves and to see beyond just their own well-being. And I think that has got to be one of the greatest benefits that Arbonne offers all of us, is the beautiful transformation that takes place within ourselves to become all that God's created for us to be, so that we can serve and love others more and help them in their journey to find that as well. And we are just blessed to get to do it through this awesome vehicle called Arbonne.
Yes, well said, Melanie. Absolutely. You'll only grow your business as big as you grow yourself. So that is definitely a great perk, and you summarized this book well. So thank you for doing that. Anybody else? Okay. Well, you guys, thank you so much for participating with Book Club. As I mentioned, continue to save these 9 o'clock times for us to come together as a group and to learn from each other. This is where we get to come together and just sharpen each other and challenge each other. And so we'll continue with more trainings next week. But I am going to end our time together, as I do every Sunday night, with our team declaration. And so tonight's declaration says, we declare a legacy of faith over our life. We declare that we will store up blessings for future generations. Our life is marked by excellence and integrity. Because we're making right choices and taking steps of faith, others will want to follow us. God's abundance is surrounding our life today. This is our team declaration. Thank you guys again for trusting me as one of your leaders by showing up every Sunday night so that we can pour into you. You guys, your whys are our whys. And we are excited about getting to partner on this journey we call Arbonne, and in this journey we call life. And the two get to collide and together to bring out more of who you were created to be, and love getting to be a part of that journey with each one of you guys. Go out and make a difference this week for someone that God places in your path. I love you guys, and I'll look forward to our time together next week. Good night, everyone.